Hello, this is Season 3, Episode 2 of The Horse Show on Wisp Sports Radio, where we believe women in sport deserve equal coverage. 1, 2, 3. On Season 3 of The Horse Show, we feature the rising talent of equestrian sport from around the world. I'm Chris Stafford, and my guest today is Swedish show jumper Stephanie Holmén, who has recently broken into the 5-star ranks. And for the past 4 years, she's been based in the south of Sweden at Grevlunda Stables with European champion and double Olympic silver medalist Peder Fredericson and his wife Lisen. Earlier this year, Stephanie broke out on the World Cup circuit with a win in Zurich, riding Flips Little Sparrow, a ride she took over from Pederson last summer. The pair have hit it off and are now competing consistently at 4- and 5-star level. Stephanie also has 3 other 5-star partners and is aiming for a place on the Nations Cup team and beyond. Before coming to Grevlunda, Stephanie trained with Ann-Catrin Carlsson, who is the training manager at the famous Flyinge Stud, whom she credits with helping her develop confidence and learn mental skills to help develop as a competitor. Since working with Pederson, Stephanie says she has learnt to be very precise in her riding. And while she's always had a talent and enjoyed riding the young horses, Stephanie is now gaining valuable mileage on the experienced horses at all levels. And she's proving herself at the top level of the sport with the goal of catching the selector's eye. I spoke to Stephanie shortly after the World Cup qualifier at Gothenburg, Sweden, and she tells us what this means to her to be riding at this level now, what her ambitions are for the future, and why training with the Pedersons is where she wants to be to realise her potential as an international show jumper. Hi Stephanie, welcome to the programme.
Thank you so much.
And first of all, congratulations on your recent successes at World Cup level and 5-star level. That must mean a lot to you at this point in your career.
Yeah, it's really nice. I'm so happy. I've been working for this so many years and now finally I'm getting there, so I'm really happy.
Well, I want to hear about the team of horses that you have so far and your plans for the season, but let's rewind for the sake of our global audience here to get to know you a little bit more. Tell us how your interest in horses began.
My mom, she has always been interested, but only on hobby level. But I got my own first pony when I was 7 years old. And then I started to train with Ann-Catrin when I was about 10 years old. And when I was 13, she thought that it would be good for me to start with the big horses already by then. So we bought my first big horse by then, Titanic. And he was only 4 years old. And that's how it has been for me all my career so far until I started at Grevlunda. I've got young horses and I've educated them and brought them up to the top sport by myself. And I think that's what Lisen, she saw that, and that's why Lisen and Peder wanted me to come to their team to bring their young horses up to the top sport.
So has show jumping always been your preferred sport, Stephanie?
No, actually not. I couldn't really decide if I wanted to go show jumping or dressage or eventing. I did a little bit of everything, but I thought that eventing would be too dangerous and not enough speed in only dressage. So that's why show jumping was the perfect sport for me.
So you got to go faster than dressage and not galloping down to solid fences?
Yes, exactly.
Well, tell us about your early competition days then through ponies and young riders, Stephanie.
My pony career was not so good. I only had a few ponies that stopped a lot. So I was happy that I began with the big horses very early. So I had a long junior career and I was very happy with that. And then my young rider career was even better. I rode 2 European championships and I had 2 medals. So I'm very happy. Team medals with the Swedish team. Yeah.
And where were those competitions, Stephanie?
The first one was in France, 2010, and the second was in Austria, 2012.
So these must have given you a great deal of confidence then to get those kind of results. Did that influence the direction you wanted to take in the sport then?
Yeah, I think that was when I realized that I really wanted to be a professional international rider.
So at that stage of your career then, what did you think were your strengths and weaknesses, Stephanie?
Before I went to the Europeans, I think both myself and other people around me would think that I would be maybe most good with young horses, but everyone around me and also myself, we could see that when I rode the Europeans and I could deliver good results even on that high level, that I could also be a good international rider in the future.
So clearly with patience then you had a natural aptitude for working with the young horses and bringing them along.
Yes, I still do. But before I was not so competitive because I never got to compete as much as I do now. So that has changed a lot. I still love working with the young horses, but I also love to go on the big shows and really compete. I want to be in the top.
So the successes and the taste for winning has made you more competitive now, has it?
Yeah. And when I was younger, I was nothing like that. So it has grown in me now.
Did you ever do any other sports then, Stephanie, when you were in school?
No, I didn't. The horses take too much time.
Well, tell us about your academic years then, Stephanie. What did you study?
I was reading an economics school, but it was always next to the horses. We also had a program with the horses in the school, so it's always been horses in the picture, actually.
I understand you're based in the south of Sweden now, but where did you grow up and go to school?
South of Sweden, close to Malmö.
So it was very convenient to go eventing then?
Yeah, it is.
So let's talk about the transition then to your professional career. What happened when you left school?
I got another job immediately after I finished school. It was a dealing and selling stable, and I was there for about 6 months. But I thought it would be better for me to ride my own horses by then, so I stayed home with my parents and I continued training with Ann-Catrin. And then I got this opportunity with Lisen and Peder, so I moved here. It's 4.5 years ago now.
So let's talk about your current team of horses, because you've had considerable success recently with the mare Flips Little Sparrow.
From the beginning, my job here at Grevlunda was mostly to bring the youngsters up, and if they could have 1 or 2 Grand Prix horses for me, that would be really good. But all the horses are for sale all the time, so I never know how long I get to keep the horses. But now I've had Flips Little Sparrow since June last summer, and both Lisen and Peder and the owner, Astrid Olin, they're saying that she's not for sale. They want to keep her for me so I can keep on develop in the top sport. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And the Flips Little Sparrow, she's just amazing. It's since I started with her, our love is just growing for each day, and she always tries her best, and she never disappoints me.
Well, you've clearly hit it off with the mare. Talk about that partnership.
She gives me really much confidence. She's already been at the top level a few times with Peder before, so I know that she can do it, and that's why I can go into the ring with so much confidence, and that's why we could deliver a good result as we already did now in Zurich. So I'm just so grateful for a horse like her.
Did your family come along to support you at Gothenburg?
Yeah, they did. It was really nice to have them there.
Well, on your current team, you've got geldings, mares and stallions. I wonder, do you have a preference? Or is it more about the personality?
No, I think it's more the personality. Before I used to like geldings more, but now I've had so many good mares and also a couple of good stallions, and I've loved them all. So I think it's more about the personality.
And on your main team of horses, I see you've got mostly Swedish warm bloods. Is that a preference?
Lisen, my boss, she loves the Swedish bred horses. So I think that's why the stable is full of Swedish horses. And I think that's good that we can show around the world that the Swedish breeding is really good right now.
So tell us about the stallion Dylan and how that partnership was formed.
Dylan, he has been with me for a year now. He's 8 years now, and last year when he was 7, it was actually, you can say it was his first year as a show horse, because he was breeding a lot as a 5 and 6 year old, so didn't go to that many shows. So he has developed so much now only during this first year. And he just jumped his first 1.45 m, and he was clear. So this year will be very exciting for him.
And you also had Karma, of course, at Gothenburg. She's now, 14? Tell us about that partnership and how you got the ride on her.
She came to us 3 years ago when she was 11, and Peter wanted to buy her since she was 5 or 6, but the owner didn't want to let her go. But 3 years ago, she decided to put her here in our stable, and I'm very thankful for that, because now last week in Gothenburg she made she jumped her first 5-star Grand Prix, and she was second place. So I'm very, very happy. Yeah.
And then there's Clarence, of course. How long have you been riding him?
We bought him when he was just about to turn 7. And I only jumped one show with him, and he was jumping so great that there were so many clients, and he was sold immediately. And then he was away for 2 years now, I think. And then the girl that bought him, she quit riding, and so that's why he came back to us. And I've been riding him now for a year, and he's just delivering good results all the time. So I'm very happy to have him in my team.
Well, I'm sure being based with Peder and Peder Fredericson there at Grevlunda, you must have gained so much experience. How many horses would you be riding a day now?
It can be from 8 to 10 horses per day.
So I'm guessing that would be including the babies then all the way through to the 5-star horses?
Yes. I ride them all from 5 years till Kama is the oldest one, 14. And Peder is mostly riding his horses himself, but if he's going away to a show and I am home, then I, of course, can help him ride his horses, and he can also help me if I need help anytime.
Well, with clearly such a full training schedule, do you find any time for yourself at all? Do you get a day off, Stephanie?
Not that often, but I try if it's possible once a week. But since the shows are every week and mostly 4 or 5 days long, it's hard to get a day off every week. It is.
So let's look ahead to your season then, Stephanie. What's left of the indoor circuit for you before you go outdoors?
Actually, I go to Spain only next week, so I won't be doing any more indoor shows. I go to Oliva Nova in Spain with 10 young horses, and I will be there for a month. And then when I come back to Sweden, it's time for the outdoor season. And I hope it will be my best outdoor season so far, going on to the top level of the sport.
So the goal for this summer then, would that be to do more 5-star competitions?
Yes, I hope that I can do my first Nations Cup as a senior rider with the Flips Little Sparrow. And when I have done that, we have to set new goals, depending how that goes. But I hope it will be very good. I'm very excited.
So I'm guessing now that the big picture, the main goals would be to get on the team for Europeans and WEGs and Olympic Games. Is that the plan?
Yeah, it is, for sure.
Well, clearly you've had some great mentors for your riding in Sweden, but who else have you admired then in the sport, Stephanie?
Oh, there are so many. I've always been very inspired by Peder and Lisen, of course, and also Rolf-Jan Bengtsson, and I got the opportunity to train with him a few times also. I've been very also inspired by Marcus Eining and many other of the international top riders.
And are there any particular women riders that you admire and enjoy their style?
Yes, I really enjoy watching Luciana Denise riding. I really enjoy her soft way of riding.
Well, you clearly have a wonderful training base there and opportunity to further your career, Stephanie.
Yes. I don't think I can have it any better anywhere else, and I'm really, really happy here with the horses and the people and everything, so I'm going to stay here.
Well, before I let you go and get back to the horses, Stephanie, tell us how we can follow you on social media. What's the best way?
Yeah, I think it's best to follow me on Instagram. My name is Holmén Stephanie on Instagram.
Well, it's been great to talk to you, Stephanie. I want to wish you the very best with your career, and thank you for taking the time to come on the programme. I hope you have a great season and make your way onto the Nations Cup team too.
Thank you so much.
And if you hop over to the website at wispsports.com, you'll find the show notes accompanying this episode, including the links to Stephanie's social media and to the stables where she trains. And if you have any comments, questions or suggestions for either this show or any of the other programs that we have here at Wisp Sports, do drop us a line to info@wispsports.com. We'd also love to get your 5-star rating on iTunes too. That would mean a great deal to us. And you can also join in the conversation on our social media channels. Just look for Wisp Sports. And also on our Facebook page, you'll find a video series of an eventer's notebook with South African national eventing champion Katie Keeler. Katie takes us behind the scenes at her training centre near Durban in South Africa, where we get to meet her horses, hear about her competition plans, and she also shares some training tips with us. And you'll find lots more conversations from the world of women's sports at wispsports.com. And you can also download this podcast to any podcast player. Just look for Wisp Sports Radio. Until the next time, thank you for listening and supporting women in sport everywhere.